allow the two children to attend the budgetary meeting.
It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay.
She
Off your mind.
like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey supposed talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle so they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo.
Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Hello there. Sorry, I'm trying to fix something here just before we continue. Just a moment. Very sorry for that. That seems to be a network glitch. So let me see if that is fixed and we can start properly today. So bear with me. Yep. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching from. This is Maiyegun. This is Maiyegun, and I think it's working now. So thanks for joining me. If you have read the caption of the broadcast, yes, you can make your own contribution accordingly. So we are live on YouTube. We are live on Facebook for wherever you are watching from. And if you are joining me from Twitter, thank you for joining us. Now here with the dragon. We drag it, we drag them, we drag everyone that needs to be dragged, and we say it just the way it is. And we do this with all sincerity. Sincerity of heart, sincerity of purpose, just to let you know that humanity can be saved once humans begin to feel or begin to act like humans. So, thank you very much for joining me. The latest bombshell is the news that secretly Buhari's government paid a Chadian or a Nigerian, someone from Niger Republic. They paid him $390 something million to supply weapons to Nigeria to fight Boko Haram. She been at that of Donald Trump, the 1 billion they withdrew from the excess crude accounts. She been at those ones you still know, Abi. Now EFCC is looking for this guy. They said they gave him contract to supply weapons. God knows what kind of weapon. But people are now saying that, oh boy, Nigeria paid a Nigerian under Buhari. They paid a Nigerian to supply weapon, right, to Nigerian Army. And they say, let me read it. They say EFCC is looking for him now. His name is Abubakar Hima. They said he is wanted in a case of criminal conspiracy, contract scam, misappropriation of public funds, money laundering, and fraud to the tune of over $394 million, 9.9 million euros, and 369 million naira. The suspect, who is the chief executive officer of Société d'Equipement Internationaux, say is alleged to have received the sum for the purchase of equipment for the Nigerian military. However, investigations have revealed discrepancies in the supply of the equipment. Having failed to honor invitations from the commission, Hima is currently evading investigation, thus the need to declare him wanted. Hima, a company registered in Niger Republic, and this guy was able to walk into Nigeria and collect billions of naira, your naira, and no one knew about that. How many of that? They are telling you that I told you that they have spent billions, trillions fighting Boko Haram. It is a business venture for them. Many people don't believe that this guy exists. In fact, they believe that the guy is just a front. Therefore, anybody to have released this amount of money to someone in the fight against terror, to someone like that they said is stealing, he's stealing in equipment. God knows what type of equipment he's stealing in. So for this guy to be able to walk into the Ministry of Defense, Nigerian Army, met all those criteria that they gave him $394 million to buy weapons for the Nigerian Army. But the guy, they said, according to this public announcement, the guy either didn't supply the weapons or he supplied substandard weapons, and he absconded with the rest of the money. How this came to light, we don't know. But that is the latest. That's to tell you that the people fighting corruption, they are a bunch of rogues, criminals. Meanwhile, on the other part, I'll come back to that arms deal soon. On the other part, the third of the Cabaret in Abuja, Maman Daura, the people who have turned themselves to God, even though many of them will tell you that they are actually good men, good people. And I keep asking, if they are good people, right, how come the country is being led with evil thought and evil actions? Good people don't have evil actions. They don't support evil. But Dauras, all of them from that Daura, those criminals from that part, they thought they have conquered Nigeria, which somehow they have. They have conquered Nigeria and they own everyone in it. They will never die. And I hope they won't die. Just like Abba Kyari. And just like Issa Funtua, the one that annexed CBN of Nigeria to his house. And he was able to take money from CBN they put a bank in distress, started using EFCC to pursue the owners of the banks. Then they forced them to put the bank for sale. Then they took money from CBN to buy the banks that is regulated by CBN for scrap, so that they can legitimize how they will be laundering the stolen money from you, Nigerians. So he came out to say, well, they have the say on who will become the president and where the president will come from in 2023. He was so confident. Well, it won't be here in 2023. We have another one, Maman Daura, another puppeteer, who always very much pull the string of the puppets. The lifeless breeding mannequin, the lifeless Bokuari, unleashed him on you. It was caught on tape where he was having a chat with other members of the Cabaret in Nassau Rock, and they were talking about how Nigerians are just so stupid. They are ungrateful people. Buhari is sick. They are asking him to resign or resume. And they accused Aisha Buhari as the one behind the resign or resume campaign led by Deji Adeyanju at the time. So in that phone conversation, Maman Daura and Issa Funtua, Maman Daura was referring to Aisha Buhari as Adamawa Bomba girl. Adamawa Bomba girl is more or less like a terrorist girl in the household that they can't do. There's nothing they can do to throw her away, right? But she's not really part of them. They don't see her as part of them. So it was Maman Daura's children who were fighting Aisha Buhari inside Aso Rock. You see that video you saw then? You remember that video? Yeah, where they were fighting inside Aso Rock. Yeah, Maman Daura's children live inside Aso Rock. There is a quarter, or let me say there are quarters built for the children of the president. So if the president has children, then his children will pick up all those quarters as theirs. So something happened. Yusuf Buhari's son, crashed a bike. He fell on a bike and he was rushed down to Germany. So when Yusuf was recovering in Germany, his mom, Aisha, was trying to take over the normal place that her children should be staying. According to the reports, her children currently stays there with her, but they are adults that were supposed to have their own quarters. But the president's children's quarters are currently occupied by the president's cousin's children, family, Maman Daura's family. They live in those places, right? They live in those quarters. So the video of Aisha fighting them, telling them, throwing their stuffs out, breaking the door, and all of that was part of the normal, disjointed, fake family that they are. And the same way, they are unleashing the terror on the rest of Nigerians. And that is why some of you are currently, who have heard the news of Maman Daura being flown to the UK. Although they said it's Dubai, it can be Saudi Arabia, wherever they want to fly him to, they should fly him there. They have opened the border. They know that the schools abroad are now resuming. Their children are going to go back to school abroad. Coronavirus lockdown is only for you, the poor. So they opened the airport. Now, not just for their children. Many of them who have been suffering from chronic ailments since the coronavirus began, who haven't been able to see their doctors in 5 months. They are dying, my brothers and sisters. You don't know what. They are dying. Now that the border is going to be opened, before they can even allow you to fly, they have to fly him out. That's the news. Aisha Buhari herself is also reported to be in Dubai. According to the first report, she traveled to Dubai to go and fix her neck, her broken neck. But they have come back to tell us that that wasn't the reason why she traveled to Dubai anymore. In fact, she is in Dubai shopping for her daughter's wedding. You remember her daughter, Anna? Anna, the one that graduated in one learning center in the UK. She graduated as a photographer. She is the same girl who flew the private jets from Abuja, the presidential jets rather, from Abuja to Bauchi to attend a Durban an annual ceremony in that place. So she flew there and then, yeah, that Anna, the same Anna or Annan, I don't know, maybe Anna, maybe Annan. The same Annan is also the same girl who ordered the arrest of a Nigerian who was who bought a SIM card she abandoned, right? And the guy spent over 50 days in detention for buying a SIM card sold to him by MTN simply because Buhari's daughter had used the line before and abandoned the line. So the same daughter is who Aisha is currently in Dubai shopping for. That is the latest anyway. That is the update. However, Adamawa bomber girl, we meet Daura suicide bomber, Maman Daura. Possibly she can check on him. The old man. They are all old. They are just fucking greedy bastards who will never give up. The reason is because they have been living off Nigeria for a very long time for different ways. And if you take their hands off Nigeria till they will die. Nigeria feed them. Nigeria feed their children. Nigeria feed their wives. It is Nigeria that is feeding and clothing their families. Whether it is Nigeria that is housing them. Nigeria bought them the cars they drive. It is Nigeria that is their life and their bloodstream. If you take Nigeria, if you unplug Nigeria from them or you unplug them from Nigeria, they will die. You know, they will die wretchedly because they can't really afford all those foreign medical treatment. Let me be honest with you. They cannot afford it. They cannot afford all those foreign shopping for their children. They cannot afford all those foreign education for their children. In all honesty, they can't. By all standards, they can't. But because it is Nigeria, they can steal it and they will kill you if you try to stop them. This is how they spread the money. Let's go back to apart from the billions that they allegedly gave to someone from Niger Republic. Niger Republic is the size of Ekiti State. Niger Republic. That money is bigger than the budget of Niger Republic. That money they give to that criminal, they use his name to buy weapons. That's what they do. Trillions of naira spent. But instead of Boko Haram to end, it is escalating because it is a business for them. But look at this. This is what they plan to spend your money on. Let me bring off this so that you can see the whole thing. This is from Budget. You can read it on. I'm going to read it on as well. Okay. So, as you are all complaining, poverty, looting, stealing, they are busy working on how to steal from you. You know what I mean? How to still loot you. They are so heartless. They are so criminal. And they give no damn. It is just about what they can get. They call themselves the elite. Instead of them to pump money into the economy for you, to help those who are losing their jobs due to this coronavirus, to help the healthcare system and build viable healthcare system, they are still busy budgeting money for themselves. Look at this on your screen. You will see Federal Ministry of Education in this their revised 2020 budget. Now look at how they allocated the money. Federal Ministry of Education headquarters will receive just 4.5 million naira for coordination of ICT development and deployment at all levels of education for synergy. They give names to all those bogus lies they are telling, to steal the money. Now, even at that, they will not do anything. 8.74 million acquisition of books, reference materials, and government publications for 104 federal university colleges. You know that we are not going to do anything like that. You know that, Abi. Now, see what they are budgeting for themselves. For Ministry of Foreign Affairs headquarters, they want to purchase, they say they want to spend 1.5 billion naira for posting and return entitlement of ambassadors and officers. To pay ambassadors and the officers, they will spend 1.5 billion. Now, for Nigerians in the diaspora, listen to this. Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, that is the one that Abike Dabiri is leading in 2020, right? They will spend 176 million naira to buy Jeep for CEO and Secretary's office, Toyota Camrys for the department head, Hilux, 2 for utility and 1 each for CEO and Secretary's office, and accounts department, Toyota vans, trucks, and purchase coastal buses, 36 seaters. So all of that will cost them about 1.67 billion naira. That is for cars as well as ambassadors. Okay, but for education, they will spend just about 13 million naira, 13 million, while they will spend 1.676 billion naira on ambassadors. That's not all. I've got more. See another one. For themselves and for you. Okay. Another one is for they want to spend 270 million naira. That is for the poor people, the one that affect you, affect your children, affect your aged mothers and all that, right? So they want to spend in the Northeast Development Commission. These are the people affected by Boko Haram. Okay, so these are the people affected by Boko Haram. Now they want to spend 270 million naira to buy food to IDPs, internally displaced persons, in 9 federal constituencies. 9 federal constituencies. Wow. And they are in Maiduguri, Jere, Gubbio, Kukawa, Bama, Kunduga, Biu, Gwoza, and Askira in Borno State. 270 million to buy food for Nigerians living in IDP camp. Now, this is what they want to spend on themselves. On Federal Ministry of Women Affairs headquarters, they want to spend 500 million naira for African First Lady Peace Mission. Can you see that on your screen? 500 million naira for African First Ladies Peace Mission. So for EFCC headquarters, they said they want to spend 346.7 million naira to buy operational and other vehicles. Okay, people living in IDP camps, people who are victims of Boko Haram right now, they will give them 270 million to buy food. And you know what will happen to that, Abi? Shibi, you know. So 270 million for food. 9 constituencies, God knows how many hundreds of thousands of people. Then 846.7 million naira to host African First Ladies Peace Mission, as well as to buy vehicles for EFCC. Okay, think about that. Again, in the same 2020 revised budget, right? They plan to spend in the Ministry of Agriculture, Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development headquarters. This is not even coming to you, it's going to them. 96.5 million naira. That is what they want to use for human capital development on agriculture. I don't know what that means. Human capital development on agriculture. So they will spend 96.5 million. Okay. Then they will also spend 103.4 million naira to upgrade or modification of agricultural skill acquisition centers. 103 million, money for the boys, just to upgrade the agricultural acquisition, agricultural skill acquisition centers. They will spend that. But on themselves, they will spend on Federal Capital Territory Administration. They want to spend 9.25 billion naira to renovate National Assembly complex. You know, remember, this is a revised though. You remember they wanted to spend 27 billion to renovate the National Assembly. Now, because of Corona, they say they have revised it. Now they are just going to spend 9.25 billion, okay, to renovate a building where they will go in to make laws for you. They are also going to spend the Federal Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning headquarters. They want to spend 2.3 billion naira. That is for entitlement of former president, head of state, and vice president, chief of general staff. God damn it, man. In 2020, that's what they will spend to pay Gowon, to pay Obasanjo, to pay, is Shagari still alive or is he dead? To pay Bokwari, to pay Babangida, to pay Abdusalami Abubakar, to pay Jolantan, Egbere Jolantan. Then when Bokwari retired for the second time, they will also pay him. But for this 2020, how many are they? Let me go over them again. Gowon, Obasanjo, who else? Babangida, Abdusalami Abubakar, Goodluck, Egbere Jolantan. That's a 5, aren't they? So 5 human beings, 5 people will be paid 2.3 billion, as well as their vice president, including Atiku Abubakar. Atiku will also collect part of this 2.3 billion. Samaila Sambo, is that his name? Goodluck Jonathan's deputy. He will also collect part of this money. Chief of staff, which happened to be the vice president during the military rule, they will also collect part of this money. In 2020, 2.3 billion. That's how much they'll pay them. And that is not all. Let's take it a bit further. Shonekon, God bless you, my brother. Shonekon Shagari, they will also collect 2.3 billion naira. That's how much they will give them this year alone. Next year, and it is because of Corona. You know, say Corona, Corona affected money small. So they revised the budget. This is not the budget they passed in 2020. They are revising it to adjust to Corona because there's no much money. Are you with me? So that you will know where your money is going. You are shouting, everybody. People who are calling your attention to the madness that none of them is your friend. None of them, no single one of them is your friend. The system is designed to milk you, to steal from you, to kill you if you ask questions. It is just what it is. But if you don't believe, right, things like this will continue to happen. And you will continue. Yes, Oladipupo Dia is still alive. Is going to collect. Every deputy, vice president, chief of staff to all the military criminals then who are still alive, they will collect. All of them will collect from that 2.3 billion. Now look at this. Federal Ministry of Health, hospital, doctors, people did the work. Coronavirus did Nigeria. There are other diseases that are in Nigeria. People are dying. People are working. Doctors do. Hospitals supposed do. Hospital no do. But look at what they are budgeting for your hospitals, for your Ministry of Health. Ministry of Health headquarters. They want to spend 10 million naira for maternal, infant, and young child feeding intervention in Nigeria, including micronutrient deficiency control and nutrition information surveillance. See name for 10 million naira. When they want to deceive the poor people so that you can go and start research, you'll be reading jargons on social media, reading nonsense on the internet, trying to define what they are trying to explain to you. Meanwhile, they are actually trying to defraud you. But you are foolish enough to think they mean something. They put a long name, funny name, in different English to confuse you. What they are trying to say is that they will spend 10 million naira, okay, to help children picking whether they're born for Nigeria. Nigeria, a country, 10 million naira. Now, is that not a joke? That 10 million naira will be used for maternal, infant, and young child feeding. To feed maternal, now you say if you get belly, if your wife get belly, and she can't born, your wife don't dey maternal stage with that. Maybe say she get infant, she dey feed. So government said in 2020, they have a budget of 10 million naira to give you nutrient supply when your wife, well, to give your wife nutrient supply when they put to bed. 10 million naira for 200 million population. 10 million naira for God. That's a complete joke, isn't it? Then they said they will also put that they will use that money to also share information on surveillance, nutrition information surveillance, whatever that means. What is nutrition information surveillance? 10 million naira for the whole country. They are also going to spend 51.2 million naira for maternal and child health care. What the heck? Is that not funny? Country of 200 million people. They want to spend in 2020 during coronavirus. They want to spend 51.2 million for maternal and child health care, MCH. But when you look at what they put together for themselves, right? State House headquarters. State House is Aso Rock. Annual routine, they want to spend 2.9 billion naira on annual routine maintenance of medical and electrical installation of the villa. One building we collect 2.9 billion because that is where Bukwari is living. But the rest of the country, the women, the children, the infants, all over the country can go and manage 61.2 million naira. 61.2 million naira. But Aso Rock, to change the socket, to change medical supply, to change this, to change that, they need 2.9 billion in 2020. Also, they are going to spend 204.4 million procurement of medical equipment for Aso Rock Clinic, Aso Rock Medical Center. One building, because the president lives there. We received a budget of 204.4 million to supply medical equipment. Oh dear. Are you still abusing people? Are you still laughing at people? Are you still mocking people? Who told you that Bukwari was a fraud? Everyone with him is a fraud. Every fiber in his body is made of fraud. Are you still abusing people? Do you still think that people speaking up are actually because they hated the Buhari? No. They hated the country. If you love Nigeria, this is how to act up now. These type of kleptomaniacs, they don't give up. They devise different means on how to loot from you. Different means. And you can never outsmart them because they control everything. And that is why a Nigerian, you remember when they said Bukwari was, Amici said they have awarded contract to construct rail line from Nigeria to Niger. And you have also heard from our brethren, comrades, IPOB, that Jibril Ali-Sudani is more homey with his Nigerian, Chadian, and Malian brothers than it will ever be with any goddamn person from the southern part of Nigeria. It is true. You remember when Goodluck Jonathan was in charge, Jonathan was able to at least use a pastor a pastor, Pastor Orishe Jasfor, which volunteered his own private jet for to Nigeria to go to South Africa to go and buy weapons to fight Boko Haram, to go and buy weapons from the black market in South Africa. Nigeria government under Goodluck Egberi Jolantan as well. At least he didn't do any deal with Nigerian. He didn't do deal with any Malian and then make them steal our money. So he gave it to a pastor, a man of God, which is in his own private jet. Asari Dokubo, our comrade human rights fighter too, was part of that, but he didn't follow them to South Africa. The rumor was that he was with them. Militants, the local terrorists. I know some of you in Niger Delta, you don't like to be called the terror. You don't like us to call your brothers who were milking, using the agitation for the emancipation of the people of the Niger Delta and turned themselves to overnight billionaires, thugs, bunch of rogues and criminals, political urchins, common cretins who turned out to be human rights fighters for Niger Delta. You remember? So yeah, they gave them the billions only for Obama's America. You remember, I'm only trying to remind you some of these things. So that's how I do. I'll keep touching them one by one. And then you begin to feel like, yeah, I remember. Yes, I remember. But the opponents will be asking me, what are you trying to say? Why are you in a hurry? I'll tell you what I'm trying to say soon. But do you remember? But because Boko Haram feel more at home with his own terrorist brothers from the Sahel, those ones he feels comfortable giving our lands to. That's why I said if you love Nigeria, if you do love Nigeria so much, and you are not one of them who actually hate your country, but you pretend that you love your country. You don't love your country and treat your country like that. You cannot love your country. I mean, you can't love something and watch it get ruined and destroyed. And you still think you love the place. You don't love the place. Break it up. When you break it up, those who love their land will genuinely defend their land without the interference of all these terrorists from the Sahel. So they don't love the country. That is why it is easier to make a deal with a gun runner. Possibly, they gave the guy the money to supply the weapon to the terrorist killing you. Or are you not wondering how the terrorists are getting money? Are you not? EFCC is not probing. The EFCC is not probing Nigerian Army that awarded the contract. That what gave you the impression to give a single individual who is not a Nigerian, gave him a contract of over $400 million, 9.9 million euros, $394 million, and then 364 million naira. Add all of that together, that is over $400 million. That is how much they pay to America. You see that 12 Tucano jets, Super Tucano jet they are ordering from America. They paid, they paid 345 million, but they told Nigerians that they paid 497 million for them. And that includes training, Americans will come after they supply the firefighter jets. They will still come down, supply parts, supply this, supply that. Waiting Nigeria won't buy from that Nigerian that they paid him over $400 million. These are the questions people like us will be asking. And they will say, my friend, shut up, come back home and let us fight them. See, those that will come back home will come back home. And when they come back home, they won't need you to tell them to come back to do anything, okay? But ask yourself, waiting Nigeria they buy from the guy hand. What is he supposed to supply to you? To Nigerian Army? That they gave him over $400 million. $400 million. Cash. And you are wondering where Boko Haram, where they are getting their weapons, where they are getting their RPG, where they are getting their anti-aircraft launchers. You are wondering. Stop wondering. Your government is funding terrorism through a third party, and they are making a lot of money from it as well. That is the story. That is the story. See, I'm not the smartest guy you come around. I'm not even that smart. I've got a very, very bad memory. I don't remember things. But the problem I have is that if I should remember, if there's something that I decided not to forget, trust me, I don't forget them. But I'm not that smart. You are smarter. You are more educated. I'm not so educated, by the way. I am more or less like a self-taught. Most of what I know are self-taught. Personal education, personal exposure, just to get better and better and better. Know one thing about everything. You don't have to know everything. Just try to know something about everything. Do you get that now? That's just what I have. You are educated. You are exposed. You are even richer, right? But there's something lacking. You are defending that government. You see people like us as enemies. You see people as us like people who want to cause trouble. You see people like us as those who also have ulterior motive that will be worse than the criminals that you are supporting or defending. But it's a common sense thing that even if you support them, even if you defend Buhari, even if you like everything they are doing, with this expose and exposures, ask yourself, what is Nigeria buying from that individual? What could Nigeria be buying from that individual? That we paid over $400 million. So that is what made me a little bit livid as well. I'm like, that is money laundering 101 in plain sight. Money laundering. EFCC is not asking the chief of army staff to come and answer questions. The National Assembly members, they are going to pretend like they have no idea what we are talking about. If they want to add small drama to it, they will say they are doing some investigation and they are probing it. Some individuals, they signed the money. CBN, Central Bank of Nigeria, released the money. Whether they released the money in bits, whether they released the money in bulk, but they paid this individual. Now they have declared him wanted. He is not a Nigerian. He is from Niger Republic. Now we'll begin to spend money looking for someone we willingly gave money to. Yet those who signed the money, you will never hear their name. The people who approved the money in that place, you will never hear their name. They went to America. Buhari withdrew $1 billion from the excess crude account. $1 billion. And they took him to America to go and meet Donald Trump. Donald Trump, they said they needed weapons to fight Boko Haram. They said, well, what do you want? They said they wanted, they called in, military hardware manufacturer from Nevada in US. They met with Buhari's team immediately when they saw that, can we buy this private jet? This fighter jets. They said, yeah, you can. They are very good to fight in the dark and they can escape a radar as well, the enemy's radar, and it will be good for the fight against terrorism. And they said, wow, even though they are not interested in defeating the terror in Nigeria, but it was an opportunity for them to loot and launder money. Remember, they traveled to America with $1 billion. So they can buy anything. It's like you going to the toy shop where you've got a limitless credit card that you can spend and spend and spend. So when they brought the catalog for them to see, and they saw 12 Tucano jet, they're like, wow, so fighter jets are this cheap. We can buy this then. How much? They said $9 million per one. $9 million chicken change. Okay, if we want to buy parts, and want to supply part to it and every other thing, training and all of that, how much? He said, well, everything will be around $25 million. 25. That's even so good. Let us buy 20. He said, no, don't buy 20. We'll waste the money. Let us just buy here 12. It's okay, 12. How much is 12? Plus delivery, plus everything, all the packaging, how much? They said $344.1 million. That was what the American company quoted them. But by the time they got back to Nigeria, they declared their media houses, their junk media, quickly picked up the press release of Garbage Shehu and Femi Oponu Adesina, the two paid puppets of Boko Haram terrorist regime. They said they have invested $494 million to buy new fighter jets to defeat Boko Haram. Wow. 490 million. Is that not an extra $150 million bump? From 344 million to 495 million. Is that not 150 million there? Or how much? 150 million dollars just witnessing a deal between two partners. They made $150 million. Boom. Then what happened to the remaining $504 or $506 million? No explanation. To this day, they said they have invested the same money to buy weapons to fight Boko Haram. Soldiers are being killed. Their guns are jamming while they are fighting Boko Haram. Nigerian soldiers, are being entrapped by more superior terrorists, the Boko Haram. Think about it. What do you think is happening? What do you think is happening? I'm asking you. At least you are more educated than me. I'm talking to those of you who always think that exposing these lies is actually the intention to cause trouble. If there's going to be any trouble, the trouble should be on the criminals who are taking advantage of you. The trouble shouldn't be on your brother, your sister, who are actually the victims of those criminality. Think about that. $506 million unaccounted for. Boko Haram returned to Nigeria because it was in 2018, by the way. It returned to Nigeria to tell Nigerians that they are expecting delivery of fighter jets to defeat Boko Haram once and for all by the end of 2020. Meanwhile, the agreement they signed in America was that the fighter jet, as well as the training and everything that comes with it, will not be delivered until 2024. And Boko Haram needed the 2019 election, and they had to steal money to get that. So people said the $506 million, that is the balance on the $1 billion they withdrew from the excess crude account in 2018. They said it was part of the money used for 2019 election. I'm not going to doubt that. Probably yes. But you are not asking question, are you? Today, the excess crude account has been so depleted that if you find, they said that is left in the account. In 2015, when Boko Haram took over government, the total balance in that account was $7.5 billion. Google is your friend. Google it. Just do it now. Google it. It met 7.5 billion in that account. Today, what is left in that account is less than $20 million. Google it as well. Do it. They depleted it. They stole everything in it. Even though some of you are still shouting, PDP ruined, PDP this, PDP that. But here is it. Here is another one. The soldiers are dying. More civilians are dying. But whenever the opportunity created itself, they loot. So we call them the salute. Let us salute. Salute, Mr. Oja. Hospital they no go build. infrastructures that they promise that they are building, even with the loan and all of that, they are collecting Chinese loan, and they are at the same time borrowing other money, telling the whole world that they are using it for the infrastructural development of your country. But if they don't pay back the loan, everything they are building for you right now belongs to the Chinese. It's as simple as that. But you are educated though. You are more enlightened though. You are more exposed than me. Some of you are older. Now let me reason them together. What is Nigeria? At least we know that of America, $490-something million. We'll wait till 2024 before that one is supplied. What did Nigeria buy from this guy from Niger Republic? That Nigeria is paying over $400 million. Paid over $400 million. The guy don't run away. If now you go wait. How much then they do facial change? Mugu pay you $400 million. You supply them the scrap, you can supply them. You buy more weapon. You contacted Boko Haram, who are ready to pay more. And they are ready to pay more. You supply them. You get both sides played, because you have stupid people in charge of your country that would rather negotiate with terrorists and jail activists, and then come around to ask you to shut up because they're doing their best to keep you alive. Keep you alive. Alive for how long before they kill you? That's the question you should be asking. Why don't you come back home and do it? Why don't you come back home and join us? I understand your fear. For those of you who are genuinely asking that, let me tell you this. You don't need anybody to come back home before you unchain yourselves from the shackle of poverty, shackle of backwardness, the shackle of abuses and assaults that they are unleashing on you every day. You don't need anybody to come back home. The people in Mali, they didn't wait for Malians abroad before they took down their corrupt government. Remember that. You are not smart if you are asking that stupid questions on social media. Why don't you come back home and face us? Or if we go out there, they will kill us. I understand. But the people of Mali, they didn't wait for the Malians living abroad to come and help them protest, because they are the ones affected. They are the ones who are living in Mali, affected by the killings. They are those being raped by terrorists. They are those whose their mothers, their children are being kidnapped. Their mothers are being raped. Their women are being raped. Their daughters are being raped. Not those who are living abroad. They are those being kidnapped. They are those whose villages have been attacked. They are those whose lives and economy are being destroyed by the politicians in Mali. Not the Malians living abroad. Malians living in Mali. So if you are a grown-up young man or woman, it is act of stupidity, an act of foolishness, a complete trait of slave mentality. If you think you actually need Nigerians who are outside Nigeria living abroad to come and help you tell your government that they needed to build the refineries they promised you repeatedly. They need to build it now. They need to stop those who are killing you now. They need to stop those who are looting and stealing your money now. If you think you need people abroad to come back and do that for you, then you are not different. You're not different from a condemned slave. You are not different. But there are many of you who ask their questions anyway. But some of you are asking, not because you are interested in people abroad coming back home to join you. You are asking those questions mischievously because you are already born, satisfied, condemned slaves. Unfortunately, in that your slaved, warped, condemned life and mind, you actually believe everyone is thinking like you. The Malians that stood up against their governments, they are northerners, they are southerners like Nigeria. The rulers, those who were leading Nigeria, who were leading Mali, Keita is from the northern part of Mali. He was a Muslim. He is a Fulani man. Those who rose against him and got rid of him, they were also Fulanis. They have southern Mali. They have northern Mali. So if you are moron enough to think that a tribe, religion, are the reason why you can't stand up, or because they are going to kill you is because it's the reason why you can't stand up, then you need people abroad to come back and stand up for you. You are not ready. You are not. And in your own slaved, warped, condemned life, it will take eternity for you to come out of that. It will take eternity, but good enough. The whole place is not about you and your warped, slave, condemned lives. There are those who are not living in that world with you. They are Nigerians too. They are in Nigeria. They are there, standing up. They are not waiting for the Abroadians. They are not waiting for anyone outside the shore, because they believe that those who are outside the shore of Nigeria can only pity them, sympathize with them. They cannot defend you. We cannot stand and fight for you while you are sitting down, closing your eyes, or kneeling down, praying. The Malians, they didn't just kneel down. They stood on their feet. On their feet, and they stood well. They were ready to die or be saved. But in your own warped, condemned life, I'm not sorry for you, by the way. I'm not. That's why I'm actually talking to you directly. You are waiting for who? You are waiting for someone. Probably, I don't know who you are waiting for, but that person will come someday. Okay? The people who brought down the corrupt terrorist government in Mali, they were Malians. 80% of them were northerners from the northern Mali. They were not southerners. They were northerners. The revolution that brought down the government, the corrupt government of Keita in Mali, the terrorists and then the brotherly government of Bukuari in Mali, it was started by the people of the north, northern Mali. So you, Abubakar Keita of Borno, Abubakar Keita or Sulaiman Audu, Abdullahi Sumonu from Zaria, you are angry because Maiyegun from Ijebu is telling you that if you don't do anything, if you don't stand up, they will kill you. They will kill you. They will kill everything that is living around you. And nobody, no goddamn body will come from abroad to defend you. And if you are comfortable with that, good luck. Good luck to you. But there are those who are not. And the number is growing. The number is increasing day by day. One day, the number from Zaria, from Southern Kaduna, from the hill of the plateau, from Zamfara, from Yobe, Jigawa, Sokoto, the traumatized and oppressed people of Kano. I'm talking about the genuine victims of all this barbarity from every nook and crannies of the northern part of Nigeria. The people of Benue, the Middle Beltans, they will rise and they will overrun the raging terrorists that you call your government in that country. It is going to happen, and it will happen with or without the Abroadians. You don't need anybody from abroad. It's only born slaves who go down on their knees, white terrorists with guns approaching your own house. You go down on your knees and you start shouting and calling and screaming one name that will likely not answer you, like the 7 elders that were slaughtered in Kaduna. 7 elders rather slaughtered in Borno. They were reading the Quran. They were reciting Quran, believing that probably when the terrorists finally saw them reading Quran, they will not kill them. You know what they did to them? With their Quran, they marched them to the abattoir that they built to kill ram and cow. They led human beings there and they slaughtered them like cows, like animals. Are you with me? When you are tired, when you are really scared, you will stand up. You will stand up. The people of Biafra are already on their feet. They have been on their feet since 1966. They have never sat down for a day. Think about that. So if you think yours is going to come overnight as a miracle, something is just going to happen and take away all the trouble, you are in for a long thing. Malians are reactionary. They don't wait for anybody to come back from abroad. But for you, obedient fools, humbled slaves, sophisticated morons, Buhari and the Buhari Diderins, the Buhari Denotus and the Buhari Dijatus, the Buhari Shukus, the Uneka Haris, the Ngozi Haris, the Nnamdi Haris, your premium Buhari and the Buhari Diderins abroad, your uncles, your aunties living abroad, telling you that Bukhari is doing his best. You should endure. Rome was not built in a day. But they will never, ever bring back their families to that same Nigeria to live with you. They will never, ever bring back their businesses to that same Nigeria to run it there with you. They stay far away, telling you America did not become great overnight. UK did not build up overnight. But what they didn't tell you is that those bastards abroad, your uncles and aunties, the Mumu lecturers, the Bele lecturers, the, and so on and so forth. What they didn't tell you was that when they were building UK, when they were building America, all the leaders of those times, they were not paying terrorists to kill Americans. They were not paying terrorists to kill the British. They were not paying terrorists with American money or with Canada money to pay terrorists to kill Americans, to kill Canadians when they were building. They were building with their sweat and blood and dedication. So if those ones who live abroad, who enjoy 24 hours electricity, they enjoy stable and steady healthcare system, reliable healthcare system. They have a good working housing system wherever they are living. Many of them have a job security. Their children are covered. Their family, their incomes are covered. But you morons, born slaves, Buharidins and the Buhari Diderins, articulated morons, articulated idiots, awaiting jihadists and terrorists, which are economic terrorists, by the way, right? You are there listening to them, hoping that someday your Nigeria will be great. It has never been great. It has always been a lie. So we have had the Biafrans who have been standing on their feet for 60 years. You have to give those guys credit. Honestly speaking, you have to admire them. Honestly speaking, just sit down and study them. You will admire them. The courage, the tenacity, the consistency. They never give up or never say die spirit. In the face of anything, you should learn from them. For 60 years, they were not kneeling down to pray. They were standing on their feet. Even as many are falling, even as the state organized criminals are killing them, hunting them, turn them to endangered species, in everything they get involved in. But they are standing, screaming, never cowered, never bowed. You need to study them. So you will join them. They were supposed to be, one thing, if Biafra was a country, I've never told you this, I'm saying this now, and I'm not trying to romanticize you. Don't think I'm doing this because I want you to say nice things about me. Some of you say terrible things about me still, even though you know that I'm a Yoruba man. You still come here to see all the manner of terrible things about Yoruba people. And I read them, and you make yourself look like, you know, even though you say this to me all the time, I'm going to be sincere with you. It is very important. Do you know that if Biafra was a country, the Biafrans, they would be more rudderless and ruthless with their leaders than the Malians. In 2012, Malians called for protest against their criminal leaders, against the government of the time. They defeated that government, and military took opportunity, took over power. But within a year, they returned the country back to democracy, elected another person, just like the same way you tried to bring in Bokwari to replace Jonathan at the time. That's what happened in Mali. They rose against their government. They didn't wait for election. They brought the government down. Then an election was conducted. Another person was elected. That one spent 5 years. The Keita they removed 2 days ago. He spent 5 years. He benefited from the revolution of 2012. In 5 years, he has become their enemy. They hated him because more people have been killed. More people are in poverty. And they were seeing Keita and his friends and family living large, flying in private jets. Why the average Malian was struggling, suffering, dying like Nigerians. 5 years later, they revolted through the election. But Keita, thinking that he now has a power, he controls the army, he controls police, he can do whatever he likes. He has international connection. Nigeria Bokwari is his friend. He can send in army, he can send in money, resources to protect him. So he decided to rig the election. People said they don't want him. They didn't want him. He rigged the election. Then the protest started again. Within 2 years now, from 2018 to 2020, they made sure that Keita and his government, and including the National Assembly, all the politicians who benefited from the 2012 revolution, they defeated all of them, sent them away. All the military who were protecting Keita, protecting his friends from the people, the army, the leader of the army that was there shooting and killing protesters in Mali, they are now under arrest. They are now in detention. They have locked them up. Keita, who is their president, the prime minister, who should be the vice president, they are all in detention right now. The whole world is now begging the military to release them. If Biafra was a country, that is exactly what will be happening in Biafra. Let me tell you that. Despite that, the Nigerian Army is killing them. Nigerian Army, they are killing them year in, year out. You will still see them. They will call their meeting. They will do their protest. They will do their rally. They will tell you to kill them. They will honor all their heroes. They continue to do it. They continue to tell you, Nigeria, they didn't change their story. So what does that tell you? It means that if they have their country, they will not tolerate thieves. They will not tolerate anybody becoming a superior over them. They are much like a conservatives. They will stand up. They will destroy you. They will not bow. Not like many of us, unfortunately. It's very sad, isn't it? You, my Yoruba brothers and sisters. Those who give excuses seems to be in the majority. They will tell you. They will preach to you. They will tell you Yorubas don't look at elders like that. We should not disrespect elders. And we should respect authority. Some of them who have become pastors, Baba Geos, they will show you in the Bible. They will tell you to pray. They will do other things. At the end of the day, your parents, hey, you want to kill me, Chimo, Chineke. No, that would be the Igbo, my mother. It's like I'm becoming Biafra now, honestly speaking. If they get their country before Oduduwa Republic, I will ask for honorary citizenship from them. I will do anything. I will pay tax. I will do anything that I need to do just to have that. But you see, hey, your boy, it's me. Mi ukpa yami, mi ukpa babami. I didn't kill my mother. I didn't kill my father. You, this boy. Hey, what is your business with Nigeria? You want enemy to mock me. You want my enemies after I've spent Maiyegun, after I've spent all these millions on you to send you to school. You say you want to be activist, they will kill you. They will use everything to psychologically discourage you. I'm so happy when I see some of our young strong, determined Yoruba brothers and sisters right now, standing up for one thing or the other, trying to challenge the system. You don't know how happy I am. That is why I'm going to continue to use my platform to encourage many of you that they will still kill you. Jesus, not they kill us now. See you no carry placard. You go to school inside your hostel. SARS still jump fence, come inside there, beat you up. Disarm, dislocate your arm, dislocate your leg. You are running when you didn't commit any crime in Yoruba land. They will say police, they come police, you will be running. You know why? It's because whether you do anything or you don't do anything in Yoruba land, if they grab you, even your prayer cannot save you. Even though when you pay money to them to release you, after they torture you, beat you, you will still go to church and do thanksgiving that your own is better. They didn't kill you. Kolade Johnson was not so lucky. He was killed where he was. It wasn't even like doing anything. He was watching a football in a football viewing center. Is that not what you are battling with in Yoruba land right now? Is that not what we are battling with? Don't worry. They say, hey, my friend, be careful. They will arrest you now. They will put you in jail. As if to say the jail was built for animals. But when you see Biafrans, they will say, Biafra or death. Biafra or death. Oh boy, see spirit. See groove, see vibe. Vibe where supposed to inspire other people. You see them growing in millions and you're like, oh boy, if these people get country, they will be role model in Africa. Because no terrible leader will survive in their place. Nnamdi Kanu, as much as they respect Nnamdi Kanu, and if Nnamdi Kanu wake up tomorrow, tell them something different from what they are already used to, which is Biafra or death, no negotiation. You go no say, as powerful as Nnamdi Kanu is, to an average and every Biafran, it go shock you how they will pieces him. That's to tell you. They say Nnamdi Kanu is going to become supreme leader of Biafra. Why not? If he's doing exactly what Biafran says they want, if he move away from it, then go tear him. They will tear him like say, oh boy, no be the same Nnamdi Kanu. That's what they are. That's who they are. So by the time those of you still waiting for their Brodians to return, by the time you begin to catch that spirit, that vibe, you see all those criminals you are defending, and they're using every means to deceive us, using different big grammar, big all these things to deceive us, using Bible, using Quran, telling us about Jesus, telling us about Abakuku, telling us about Solomon. All those people who are Israelites, they were Israelite, they are not even Yoruba. All those people using that for you. When you see Adeboye, they tell you, say, can everybody shout hallelujah? They say hallelujah. Can everybody say revolution now? And you say, Baba, sorry, Daddy, what did you say? I say, can somebody shout hallelujah? Say, hallelujah. I say, can somebody shout revolution now? I say, revolution now. Amen, amen. Then you know that we are ready. You know what I mean? It go shock you. Don't worry. Say shout this. I say shout hallelujah. Let's go onto the street. They say shout. Read Fatia. After Fatia, waiting next. Revolution now. Which revolution? Break it up. Then you see our people from the east, the Biafrans. They say Biafra or death, and they hold the east. Those of you in the southwest, break it up now to do our republic. You see people from the north, they say, oh boy, we do bear republic, or we burn the whole thing down. You see, when we get to that level, they say, can somebody shout hallelujah? You will be so amazed. It go shock you. Even if Adeboye no go be the one to say someone go still say that thing on that. You see all these RCCG altars, all this puppet and all that. Somebody is going to mistakenly say, can somebody shout revolution? The whole congregation will just say, now. They walk out of the whole place. They say, anybody where you see Olamo, if you see any politician where you don't read about, say, be part of them, Olamo, all of you go start your own prison cell for your house. They go say, Elokule, Alpha. Oh boy, how your prisoners they do? They say, Papa, now you know, say my own prisoners then be old people. Obasanjo just dey inside the cell for my house now. Tinubu dey there. The motherfucker they ask us say we dey supply and wheat, even if we no go give them food, but we dey consider am maybe na Colorado or wet wheat from Warri we go give them. But that Obasanjo na cracker. It dey okay. The guy just tell us say if he die for our prison, we'll buy him coffin and take him to he go get there. They go say which prisoner you get for house. You say, Baba, for my own house, na Benga Daniel, Amosun, and few of them that I could manage to get a hold of. Then they don't jump from my house. All of you, when they say revolution now from the church, you go jump to the street and you begin to hold them. You still say not dream? Not dream. Okay. I'm a dreamer. I love dreaming. It's a beautiful dream. And I told you, I said the only dream where I dream will not come to life. Now the dream where I dream when I close my eyes, I dey sleep. You see, when you sleep and you dey dream, that dream no dey to come to life. I don't know about you, but you know they work for me. If I dream, say something happened in my dream, you know they happen. But you see the dream where I open eyes, where I did like that, where the sittings, blue from black, green from red. Baba, don't think say na joke. You go wake up one day, you go see Oyedepo. They shout revolution now. You say, oh boy, you don't read. Oh, hey. They say, what's happen? Pastor Bakari, what's happen? They say, Pastor Bakari don't change the name to Alpha Bakari. Alpha Bakari, he don't relocate to Zaria. But by the time he get to Zaria, they say, oh boy, Alaji Sheka himself don't they shout revolution now. He don't they shout to break him up. The confusion could come break bone. You see, all of them will get dual citizenship. Like Saraki, if you know Holam, because some of you will come from Kwara, you go get your own prisoner where you go arrest when the revolution starts. There will be no law. There will be no law and order. Now go be law. When soldiers they look for people to arrest, you self go to the street, they look for person to arrest. If you see any of your senator, any of your House of Rep member, you go, hold on, you are under arrest. Citizen arrest. Oh yeah, read them in right. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say or you do here will be used against you in the court of citizens court. Oh yeah, arrest them. Honorable, you are under arrest. Enter car. Honorable, senator, you are under arrest. Oh yeah, enter bike. All of you go turn to that. The chaos will come, and it will come in the face of trying to get yourself out of the killings and the mayhem they are unleashing on you. It's going to happen, and I've told you. On this temple, the temple of truth, where we receive inspiration from what is from the Most High, magnificent being. The inspiration, the truth, the sincerity, the way to present that, match them together, deliver the message on the temple of truth. You don't need to like me. So many people don't like me. When you ask them why is it that you don't like Maiyegun? I just don't like the way he's talking. They don't like me because of the way I'm talking, not because I did anything to them. Never signed any check. I never signed any law. I have never been your government contractor. I have never affected your life negatively anywhere. I have been a blessing to you, but something is telling you not to accept it. Listen, you go accept them by fire, by force. Condition will make you bend. Ask crayfish. They will tell you about it. Thank you so much for your time. I'm a bit tired now. Let me go get something to eat, grab something, refresh up and all of that. I may see you again later today. Okay? Enjoy your day. Good morning.
It's okay. Off your mind, it's okay. Off your mind,
Chai! Now wow! People wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. He go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, Maiyegun don't come, my people make we shout, Maiyegun don't come, Maiyegun don't come, man of the mass. political. Maiyegun don come, oh, yo, yo.
This one not the off in mind.
Maiyegun don come, oh, yo, yo.
And in the touchlight every corner.
Maiyegun don come, oh, yo, yo.
Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power. Over naira. See them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don come.
So my people make you ladder, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don come, oh, yo, yo.
Maiyegun don come, man of the masses.
Oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don come, oh, yo, yo.
Maiyegun diary political.
Oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don come, oh, yo, yo.
This one not the off in mind.
Oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don come, oh, yo, yo.
Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he dey hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, Maiyegun don come.
So my people make you loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don come, oh, yo, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don come, oh, yo, yo.
Maiyegun don come, man of the masses.
Yo, yo. Maiyegun don come, oh, yo, yo.
Maiyegun diary political.
Oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don come, oh, yo, yo.
This man not the off in mind.
Oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don come, oh, yo, yo.
Aha. Now him una don hear o. All these bad politicians, them we call themselves politicians. When they thief our money, we no want make the common man get wetin he suppose get for this country. Una never hear something. Now go hear one. Maiyegun, you go show una paper. Maiyegun diary political.